Hello, my dear Leo, and welcome to March. I'm so excited to be here with you all. Here we are seeing a little bit more of that springtime energy, so I hope you all are seeing that as well and seeing a little bit of this great thawing that's around outside in nature. We're going to go ahead here and just clear the energy space. I have some white sage here. Go ahead and just take this time to get comfortable. Grab your water or tea or coffee. Just get comfortable, loosen up your muscles, focusing on that back of the neck area, just moving around if need be. A couple little stretches here and there. And we'll add some Palo Santo to just invite your highest self to come forward for us and to help to gain insight on this reading and to absorb all of the messages as they come through. I apologize, I'm getting through a little bit of a cold here, so you might hear me do a little bit more throat clearing than usual. So let's go through here the positions that we'll be going through. We have the center here, which is the overall vibration of the reading, if you will. Your past here, this is your mindset and your cognitive space. Your spirit guide, spirit team messages, and then your forward movement, your next step, and your final outcome. Then the Lenormand is here read just like a sentence, read from left to right. So we'll get to know a little bit more of the storyline. Let's go ahead and dive in for you. Right in the center here we have freedom. So you are looking to, I'm feeling break bonds, perhaps moving from a 9 to 5 to an entrepreneur journey, or something that feels very much like breaking free, leaving something old behind and freeing yourself into the next stage, the bigger picture. So we'll come back to that. In the past here, we have some burdens, and that's okay. This was used back in ancient times as a little bit of a backpack and then a mailbox. So what they would do is use the burden basket to bring the firewood, the plants, animal pieces, what have you, and bring them back home. And then once the product was home and they were inside doing it, you know, fabricating or whatever word that is, utilizing those organic matter, they would hang the basket up outside on their door, and it would be a reminder for anybody passing by that their burden for the day is over. They are in their peaceful place now, and if you want to give them something to do or add to their burden or their task, their to-do list, then leave it outside and not bring it in with them. Does that make sense? So it's sort of that reminder of only carrying as much as you need to. Self-reliance is huge there, but also the burdens that you do carry, ensuring that, well, it's just interesting because I'm feeling the self-reliance there with the freedom, more so than I'm feeling the burden, like you're carrying burdensome mindsets or concepts that emotionally drag you down. I don't feel that as much as I do the self-reliance and the endurance piece of that, and carrying your own weight and really feeling what that feels like. So I'm feeling a little bit of career, and we'll come back around to that. Your mindset here is the standing people, which is the trees, and it's about giving and receiving at the same time simultaneously. The roots are always calling upon and sucking up nutrients from the earth energy, and then they give either through fruit or through oxygen in the photosynthesis process. So you need to make sure that you're rejuvenating yourself, and I'm realizing now we have a 5, a 6, and then 3 plus 4 is 7. So 5, 6, 7. Very cool. And your spirit realm message is the smoky mirror. And there was a time that I really did not like this card. Simply because the concept is very difficult to grasp. Yes, we are all a divine mirror for others, but the smoky mirror is that of looking within yourself at the shadow sides. So we did see some burden baskets here. We have kind of this gray, cloudy energy here with the freedom card. So perhaps there's something within you that is feeling the need for clearing, and that's what's happening here. We have kind of the peace pipe there, and the reflection is that of themselves, maybe their future self, maybe their past self, whatever aspect of them that they're tapping into, perhaps for healing, perhaps for manifestation, whatever it may be. They're reflecting upon the parts of them that need work. It's the mirror image of self for the process of improvement, if that makes sense. Okay, and then your forward outcome is this sacred space card. Lots of the readings this week have had this card. So it's a time for sort of honing in on your own skills, taking your time to be alone, allowing yourself to go through your personal process, tapping into what it is that you really want, having this little method of introspection, and maybe doing some release work while you're there. So some deep reflection coming for you and some release work as well. Let's kind of see what this might be regarding. We have a commitment in the reverse, the star reversed as well, the scythe, okay, the fish right side up. That's good to see. A 3 and 4 right here. So 6, 7, 7. The love card. Okay. And the anchor. Okay. So a lot of these are reversed, and I have a tendency to put my cards all right side up. So this could most certainly be because I had the deck flopped in some way or another. But we'll go with it for now. You will see me pull the cards and put them right side up after or as I go through and go over the energy of the card. So at the bottom of the deck here, another 7, 1 and 7, which I do realize is 8, 3 and 5 is 8, 2 and 4 is 6, 3 and 4 is 7, just like that. We have a 10, 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 2 and 5 is 7. Wow, okay. Lots of 7s here for you. So the bottom of the deck here is the Storks, and this is about celebration. This is also about nesting, and we have the sacred space over there as well. So this could be about you setting up your space where you can just really zen out. This is for you to really jive and to nurture yourself and to find pleasure in the day-to-day life. This is celebration. This is being excited through life. Okay. So going back to the Lenormand here, we have a commitment, the intuitive nudge, cutting something off, or, dropping something that no longer serves, which has already been indicated here. And most of us have something to let go of in order to move forward. Excuse me. And moving forward means financial abundance here. Love relationship, which is upside down, same as the commitment, so maybe something going on there. And the anchor is about stability and foundations, but can also be about slow moving energy. Same with the scythe here. It can just sometimes feel like there's an energy coming through I'm trying to tap into here. So with the reversed anchor, I heard the word steady, very, very fluid. Okay, so there is this aspect here of this stone foundation. This reminds me a lot of that Ace of Stones, Ace of Pentacles, and that is the foundations for material gain as well. So you're letting go of something in order to manifest that next step, but there's a love relationship that might be sort of intertwined and intermingled into that. So this could be harsh words told about what you deserve, what you can have. This could be just simply a relationship that's gone stagnant, quite possibly. And we have the giving and receiving as well here. So it must be an equal partnership. It has to go both ways, two-way street, what have you. So with love focus, I don't like to go into it too awful much as a general reading, because you never know what people are going through, and this could be matters of the heart, following your soul, putting forth a steady foundation for yourself, your beliefs, going forward into your manifestations. This could also be a love relationship coming to an end, but I'm not going to establish that energy here on a general reading. So if that feels like it might be you, feel free to reach out to me in the description box and we can do a private reading to get to the bottom of that. But for many of you, and for the sake of this being general, we will look at it as a self-reflection and self-respect, self-reliance, right? Because we are seeing that so heavily here. Okay, let's dive into perhaps the energy that's up until now been a little bit suppressed. Let's see what it is that you are releasing. What are we releasing? Protection. Okay, so it seems that you have been in a position where you feel as though you should be protecting yourself. And it's just about personal boundaries. It's a repeat of this here: self-respect, boundaries, sacred space. This is my bubble. So it may just be that you need some alone time to really figure things out. And this is perfect acceptance. So it does feel that some of you will have something or another kind of coming to an end, or releasing something that's very painful to let go. And there's this need here for the acceptance. And I really love how in this deck, most of them are, people who are becoming one with nature. And here we have dried up roses, we have thorns going over the tender parts of her face and things like that. So when it comes down to it, this is a self-reliant journey. It's important for you to stand on your own 2 feet, and that is the lesson here, which is this lifetime is about you, not about everyone else. Okay. Now let's dive into your overall goals and that introspection with your mindset here. You've been thinking a lot about this, giving and receiving, equal boundaries, and we have delight. Okay, so this is just about finding those moments to relish in enjoyment and celebration. So a repeat here as well. Yeah, it's important to just see the world in color, okay? And it's easy to do when we feel as though we're being compensated for our work, we're being appreciated for what we do, we are in equal partnerships in love, which could be for many of you. Both of these are love cards, but again, this could also be just seeing the color of life, seeing the love that Mother Nature and Earth connection really has for us, being able to really see and become one with the happiness that lies ahead for us. Many of you could be in that love relationship, but again, we'll do a personal reading to really dive into that. And the details will be down below. So let's see what the message is from the spirit realm for our dear Leo. Expectation. I think Capricorn got this as well in the same position. It says, be open for whatever comes next. It might just be the music that your heart has been waiting to hear. Okay, so it's very important to begin to hear the music and see in color and free yourself of anything that has been holding you back and feeling stagnant. I think that the stagnant energy has been kind of getting you down. And so we have integrity here at the bottom. Drop the things that offend your soul. Embrace your truth. It's your life. Let no one live it for you. Interesting. So I just mentioned here, this life is for you, no one else. This is a repeat vision, a repeat message to that same energy. And we have lots of birds here. Bird, 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 bird. And here as well. So there's this message here of being available to fly, being available for your next step at all costs, being available for the universe to intervene as well. When it comes to this sort of stagnant energy and letting things go, sometimes that can indicate that we're sort of holding on too tightly to something or another that isn't actually meant for us. So two of these sort of stood out to me here. Okay. The first one being hope. And this is about, there's the little white bird again. Okay. Some of you may have someone trying to reach you through these birds. If you have been being very called to a bird that's, you know, I've had that a couple times before in points of my life where I moved to a new place or something and it was like this one bird was just always there. Some of you may be experiencing that. And then we have release here too. So having hope for the future, that this release work, that making space, that letting go, dropping the basket, letting that weight fall, being self-reliant and protecting yourself, protecting your energy is going to help you to have more hope for what is meant for you. It makes space and creates space for all of the things that you are manifesting. And that's really what life is about, right? So let's move into the momentum. What is driving you forward, Leo? What is the driving force for Leo? The green man. So this is masculine energy, specifically with the earth element. So these are like the Celtic people of the north, people who are one with the trees, one with nature, and they have herbal medicine. They understand so many different ancient concepts. So there's an aspect of you that wants very much to be a strategic business person, is how I would put this in the modern world, because the masculine is about the left brain and the green, being earth connection, being pentacles, is material gain. So for me, intuitively, I would put that together as the masculine aspect of self connected to earth element, which is material. And we have that here with the standing people as well. So he's right next to the tree. We have the tree medicine, and then we have the green man who blends into the trees. And you see them carved sometimes in really cool old art formations. Inside of the tree, they will have like an old man with a beard kind of carved in. Okay, and then we have the great bear, which is the queen of stones. So this is a very divine female energy. So there is a part of you that's balancing the giving and the receiving. This could be two parts of a relationship. The green man, who's masculine and very into his career, pressing on, pressing forward. And then the woman here who's a little bit into the protection, introspection, perhaps being home a lot and going through this sort of understanding of self-reliance. So it's an interesting dynamic there, because in some ways I feel that a relationship is coming to an end. In some ways I feel that the relationship is stagnant and just needs a little reminder of this giving and receiving should be an equal balance. And though the green man is very distracted and doing what he wants to do and being very pulled, the woman is kind of looking after him and being like, where have you gone? Where did you go? You know, what about me? You're kind of leaving me in the dust type of energy there. So again, it's not going to be for everyone, but at the bottom of the deck here, we have making a decision. And I'll go back over those cards in the context of not love, if you're not in a love relationship or doing a love reading, then it could be a decision to be made. Something, this would be like maybe the healthcare industry, and this would be more like that really solid 9-to-5 practical job. So some of you who may be feeling that call to freedom, financial freedom, if you're not in the relationship, I would say that you're looking outward into this hopeful new future that's very much about sacred space and teaching people how to love themselves, or teaching people how to let go of past burdens and put up their own protection for themselves in order to manifest. Maybe there's some sort of spiritual entrepreneur type journey happening, because this decision is very fiery, it's very creative. It's like, I really want this to be my soul's purpose, my soul's desire. I feel very called to this thing. But the issue here with the decision is that the longer he holds both in his hand, the more he's going to get burned. So holding, being in limbo is really hurting you. So it's time to make a decision. And at the bottom of the deck here, before I even shuffle, we have this man who is in the element of earth, or I'm sorry, fire. His solar plexus is all aglow, and he has this rose in the center that he's growing, and he has his third eye really open here, and he's coming out of the trees. So another indication here, this is very similar energy. And this energy here is very much about manifesting and having your needs and wants manifested into the physical. So again, that masculine connection to material things and having that kind of success there. And then we have the King of Water. Interesting. So you've got all the elements here. Maybe very little air. No, we've got lots of birds, so there's lots of air here too. So you have all of the signs. I can't possibly begin to say that one of you is this sign, one of you is that sign, but this could be both aspects of you, or this is this person here, and this is this person here. So the King of Water is about pride in the most beautiful way possible. I love this card because there's the goddess symbol up above with all of the moons, and then this is masculine because of the beard, and it's a king but of water, which is matters of the heart, which is the feminine nature. So it's a very balanced card, and I love these little sea creatures here because the other lesson again is that pride, and this is the king, and this is one of his subjects, if you will, and he loves them like his children. And he has sort of this motherly love for everything that he has created, and the bears are motherly as well. So there's definitely a feminine and a masculine, and then we have the feminine masculine balance being perfectly together. So quite an interesting dynamic there, but all in all, you're being sort of tested to have radical amounts of faith and trust into your next step, and mainly trusting yourself to make the decision that is needed. So we have the water bird here, which is the heron or a crane, and they're about self-reflection, which is an indicator here with the smoky mirror. And we have the wolf here, which is all about being a teacher, a leader, you know, having a healthy hierarchy. So again, sort of this giving and receiving from a state of bliss and equanimity and delight as well. This is, again, a feminine nature. She has this lotus flower here. The third eye is definitely open. She has these animals behind her, and she's riding on the back of this turtle here, which was Turtle Island back in ancient times, and some people still today call North America Turtle Island. So very cool reminder of that feminine nature, and to keep yourself in balance, specifically when you're alone and you have that self-talk, because the animals that I have for you, we start with the bear. There's another 5 here. I feel like there has been lots of 5s as well. But as it indicates here, this is about introspection, and this is the second debut of that bear energy. So very powerful for some of you. It is a little bit of a feminine nature, just because they go into the cave and then don't come out for so many months. And by the time that they do, they have a whole new sense of life. Yeah. So there's an emergence happening here. We have rebirth, because the bats come out of the cave with such a vengeance. You know, they kind of come out when they're in huge groups, like screaming and screeching, and they're like, you don't know if they're celebrating or if they're trying to be, you know, well known, or what's kind of going on. But there's this really massive energetic shift that happens when they come out of that sacred space, that introspection, that cave-like structure. Yes, and then we have the salmon here. And this is feminine nature as well. This is following your North Star, which we see here, this intuitive nudge to swim upstream, even though that is definitely not the path of least resistance. So a really beautiful combo here. They're actually similar medicine, even though the bear is going to eat the salmon. Introspection and inner knowing. So introspection is where we go to gain the inner knowing. Okay, very cool synchronicity there. I love that you have 2 bears, and then the salmon, which is, again, more intuition and a lot of trusting yourself as well. It's important that you believe in what you're here to do. And then this is going to be how you connect to your spiritual realms. And we have Talisman here, and I think that this is really beautiful. In my Akashic Records course, we go through this moment where you have a little talisman, or we ask your guide if there's something in your physical world that you can go and grab onto that will help you to access the Akashic realm or the Akashic Records. So sometimes it's a ring or a piece of jewelry, sometimes it's a painting, or, you know, it can be anything. But we have like a rune here. There's like this little spinning orb, tattoos, a spirit guide here in the form of a dragon. We have flowers here, the yin yang there. So it can be anything. It's any message that really speaks to you and speaks to your heart. So we'll set that aside here, and let's see how we can best activate that energy for Leo. Flying. So again, we definitely have a huge element of air with all of these birds. And you're being called to know what it's like to drop the baggage, and just like a sandbag off of the side of a hot air balloon, you're meant to fly, you're meant to go higher, you're meant to see new heights, and to understand that higher knowing, that higher perspective. And it's going to come to you in the most amazing time. I love that it's flying over this maze. It's like a labyrinth here, and we have this. So you start your journey off and you have these talismans, and you're like, yeah, I can do this. It's all fine. I'm on my self-actualization journey. I'm activating myself and parts of myself. I'm going to research this. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, this is a pretty big maze. This is a pretty deep well. I'm learning all these things about myself, the love relationship that I have, this introspection going deeper. There's this rebirth happening within me, and I'm looking at myself with, you know, trying to understand what I'm here to receive, what I'm here to release, how I operate with other people, if there's an imbalance, what am I doing wrong? So there's a lot of overthought going on here. So just imagine releasing those burdens and really getting them off of you. What if none of those things mattered, right? Like if the person you're with is not for you, then it's like, okay, where do we go from here? Next step, please. And you do so from this energy of flying over and flying away from whatever is no longer serving you. And we can put this to a job situation, career as well. If you're sitting somewhere that is not good for you, you're going to just hold on to the flaming bows until you get burned, and then your hands are messed up, and then you can't go and work at the new place anyway, and now you're stuck in a place and your body is in pain. So the indecision is not doing very well for you. So we want to get that higher perspective, and we also want to be utilizing talismans. So this could be things like the Akashic records or spiritual online coaches. There's lots of people who help with these types of things. You're looking to free yourself from some sort of bond that seems to be keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant, and you're ready to release that. You're ready to take off that burden basket, that backpack full of stuff, and really follow your intuition by diving into that cave-like sacred space, this medicine wheel that we're doing here, and then expecting that whatever comes next after you emerge from that is going to be peaceful, and it's going to be what you intend for. You are this force to be reckoned with, but you do need to rejuvenate yourself. You need to, there's the water bird back again. Wow, you guys have him a lot. Where did he go? I was going to pick him up, but I know a lot of them are on the bottom of the deck, and I end up setting them down elsewhere. I run out of room. So the water bird is most definitely being here for you today, and that again is the self-reflection, looking into that smoky mirror, that foggy mirror, and just being like, what is this trying to tell me? What do I have to say to myself? And for me, what I like to do is go on long drives, and I will actually just talk out loud. And it sounds a little bit silly, but you know, in this instance, I might be like, you know, it's time for me to come first. And when I think of what I want, when I think of what I need to do for me, X, Y, Z, and start answering your own questions. It's maybe go back to school. It's follow my intuition to quit this job, to quit this place, to leave this other thing, whatever it is for you. Or sometimes it could definitely be for some of you that the personal reflection, the self-reflection is getting a little bit too deep, because we have seen that water bird so many times, and we have the masculine energy here with the bull looking into that water. That water can represent emotions. When emotions are in overflow, it gets to be sometimes, and we have the water here, it gets to be sometimes that the reflection is taking over. And what I mean by that is you're looking at past mistakes, or you're looking at past experiences, and you're just thinking, oh, how stupid, you know, or what was I thinking this time 5 years ago doing this thing? You know, it's like checking the memories on social media and being like, what was I thinking to post something so silly? And we just get into a zone sometimes where we follow those habits and make mistakes. And you're being guided to not let those things get to you. Don't let things hold you back. It's time for you to know what it feels like to fly. Excuse me. And it's just a matter of time now to release the sandbags to allow yourself to go on this epic journey. I mean, where you're headed is to just be this force to be reckoned with. I mean, just look at the energies here. I know this one feels a little small and these ones here feel big. So it's like, I'm here to create. Here's my gorgeous, beautiful, delightful little idea. And I'll do anything that I need to do to protect this beautiful, delightful idea. And it could be children. It could be, you know, practical things. It could be your bank account. It could be your new idea for a business venture. And look at all the little white birds. Oh my gosh. Yeah, some of you are definitely getting a message from the other side. It's just, I'm here for you. See, told you so. Of course I was going to stay with you. For those of you who are feeling connected to the white bird, yes, it's just that support, just saying, I am here. I'm not going anywhere. You've got this. It's a really sweet energy. Okay, so it's time for you to really invoke your joy and allow yourself to really find this balance where you begin thriving. We have finances here. We have freedom there. This hope and expectation for good things to happen, for good things to come. You have kings in here. You have queens. The green man himself. Really, really gorgeous energy that just says, stay the course, be loyal to this cause, rejuvenate yourself, really fill your cup up. That's important as well, so that you're not reaching any point of burnout, because that could be a thing here. And this could definitely be in regards to your physical health, right? Putting yourself first could also just mean that you are getting close to an overwhelm, chaos situation. And it could have to do with outer sources, but I think it has to do with you and your energy and your ability to see life in full bloom, in full color. So make sure that as you're looking at your personal reflection, that you're enjoying that ride. There's no such thing as a bad card, you know, there's no such thing as a bad reflection of self. There's just experiences and emotional turbulence and overflow and then healing. And we're seeing that here a lot with this release work to be done. The love relationship that might be just kind of turned upside down, cutting cords before we're ready. It doesn't always feel good, but the goal is to master ourselves and to become this king of emotion. The way that I like to teach it with my clients is that we're just here to move energy, and it doesn't have to be fast or slow or upbeat or sad. It doesn't have to mean anything. We just look at our experience and say, okay, that's interesting. Okay, I see that now. Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's not ideal. And then we begin the conversation of introspection again. And whether it's automatic writing or talking on a voice notes recorder, you don't even have to record yourself. But I just like to, like I said, get into my car and just start organizing my thoughts, just start thinking things through. I'm seeing this space here, and I just feel like I need one more card there. I'm actually really liking this one because it was at the bottom of the deck, and it says, drop the things that offend your soul, embrace your truth, it's your life, let no one live it for you. So it's time to really take charge. And you're a Leo. I mean, nobody messes with Leos. You guys are a really strong fire sign. And here's the fire here. We kind of see the fire all throughout. But it's just time to kind of put those boundaries up and just say, look, I'm on my own journey here. This is what I'm looking to create. This is where I'm looking to go. I just really want to focus on me for even just a couple minutes. And in doing so, you get this new idea, this new intuition, like the salmon going upstream, where you're just like, this is what I got to do. This is where I'm being guided. And world, get out of my way, right? So, some of you may be looking into alternative ways of healing. If so, definitely reach out to me. I'm an online spiritual business coach, and I help people to get clients online. If you're looking to do that, the freedom lifestyle, which called to some of you, I think, where we have the abundance here, and we have a couple different concepts that could be you being the teacher, allowing people to feel this release work and this self-preservation work that you could guide people through, to trust their intuition, to see their divine mirrors. And I just help people get clients online. So if that calls to you, let me know. I'm also doing the Akashic Records certificate. Some of you may have heard of that or feel called to that one way or another. So I have a couple things available for you. I've also been doing a lot of human design charts and readings, and I'm open for personal readings as well. So I hope this reading has found you well, Leo. Let me know in the comments how it has resonated with you. And I am a fairly young account, so your likes, comments, and shares mean so much to me. And I will see you all next week. We'll see you then. Bye.